the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turn 3 Racing Network. As tonight we are here with OP Racing Super Speedway Series as they present their second annual Dale Earnhardt Memorial at Daytona 2007. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is K.R. Stolfus, and as always, in the booth with me is the very infamous Dave World. Dave, how you doing out there tonight?
Doing good. Finally made it up here to the booth. Was down trackside for a little while looking at some of the interesting paint schemes we have out there, KR. So gonna be tough for us to pick our favorite paint scheme out there, but there's quite a few drivers with some sharp machines.
That there is, some of them taking creative liberties, some of them trying to stay historically. They're trying to stay accurate in some of them.
Historical. You said it right the first time.
But qualifying has gotten underway here, and throughout the night we will be trying to figure out what our favorite paint schemes are. A little competition between the drivers here and in these paint schemes, and we, that is me and Dave, are the ones who get to decide which paint scheme we like the best. So we're excited about that. Right now, qualifying is underway, and as we look at the 77 of David Booth, he is running that high side right along the wall, as they tend to do here at these super speedway tracks. Now he's going to drop down to that yellow line, try and lay down a quick lap here. And Dave, you were getting ready to do the A car, and it didn't go so well for you, but you got a lot of experience in these.
I try to get on track as much as I can, especially in these super speedway races. A lot of people like to avoid the official side of things when we hit Daytona or Talladega, but I kind of like it. So yeah, unfortunate, little scuffle before the drop of the green flag, but hopefully we don't see those type of scuffles out here tonight. We had enough of that yesterday with the Busch crash race that NASCAR put on for everybody there. So yeah, maybe we'll see some better racing out here tonight.
We've had 6 drivers log a time in qualifying. We are down under 7 minutes left in this session to get 2 laps in. The 15 of Alex Green out on track. Alex running a paint scheme that has turned to black from his normal red. Does have advanced auto parts on it, trying to make it look similar to a Dale Earnhardt paint scheme, but with Alex's familiar advanced logo.
Yeah, I'm also seeing a lot of teams out there running pretty much the exact paint scheme as each other. It looks like Alliance Motorsports is one of those teams that multiple teammates have the pretty much same paint.
Yeah, Alliance running a very similar paint scheme, along with a Checkered Flag Motorsports. They have a lot of drivers that are all sharing a paint scheme here tonight. Sean McCarrick in the 50 machine out on track. You can see that car going through the bumps here at this rough Daytona surface. But he looks like he is handling it well. We'll see where McCarrick is going to end up as he drops down for his quick lap. Check in on the 63 of Logan Helton. Logan, a driver from Checkered Flag Motorsports. All of Checkered Flag running this blue and gold scheme, the Wrangler throwback, if you will. A little bit of creative liberties taking on this paint scheme, but still, that is a solid looking paint job out there tonight.
Absolutely, it is. There's a few other drivers out there with some pretty nice ones as well. Will Weber, and wait till you see his ride. That matte black is looking pretty slick out there with that 24. Right now, riding with Sean McCarrick and his 50 machine. Looks like his car is pretty much the way it usually is, if I'm not mistaken there, KR. But as you said, a lot of these drivers taking this opportunity for the Dale Earnhardt Memorial Race that OP Super Speedway puts on to honor Dale Earnhardt. It's pretty cool to watch. Not as good as 20 Greg Biffles, but you know.
Yeah, I do know. 95 machine of James Mayer out on track. James from Alliance Motorsports running an all-black paint scheme. Got a memorial sticker on the side of the car and on the hood. See a 3 on the back deck lid. So James in the 95 with 4 minutes left to go in this qualifying session, working his way down the backstretch. You know, even the surface down the backstretch is tricky here at Daytona when you are in a draft, because you are bouncing the entire way down the backstretch.
Yeah, and I mean, even up next to the wall, KR, believe it or not, even up next to the wall, it's a little bit bumpy up there too. If you really watch these cars, I mean, they're porpoising almost, or I guess that's the best word I can use to describe it. But just they're constantly moving on them shocks, and if they don't have the packers right in them things, it could knock the bottom of an oil pan out or something, because there is a lot of movement out of these cars.
Rob Connors in the 00, running a Dale Earnhardt Jr. paint scheme, rolling out onto the track. The 4 machine of Rick Seabrands has foregone his normal blue and white Yeti machine to sport this black Alliance Motorsports paint scheme that his team is sharing. It is going to be a little bit tricky tonight for us, so don't hold it against us if we make a mistake. Just blame Dave. That's what I do, and works good so far for me.
Absolutely. I mean, why not blame me?
I can't think of a reason. That's why I do it. Robert Dumendak in the 10, working his way along the high side as well, creeping up on 2 minutes left in this qualifying session. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 is on top of the leaderboard. As always, checking in, Chase Berry in the 11 machine. Good luck out there tonight, Chase. Thanks so much for saying hello. Also have Morrow checking in. Got some drivers with fans out there. Adam Evans rooting for the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Good news, your driver is on the pole. Tammy Helton here cheering for Logan. So with a minute 38 left to go, guys, we are going to step away for our national anthem. No one go anywhere. We will be back to bring you tonight's starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As the drivers are taking to the grid, that means it is time to go through tonight's starting lineup. On row number 1, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds with a qualifying time of 49.278. On his outside, the 04 of Mark Mann. Row number 2 will be the 78 of Donald Stewart and the 4 of Rick Seabrand. Row number 3 will be the 28 of Derek Conley and the 40 of Anthony English. Row 4, the 89 of Ken McCullough Jr. and the 77 of David Booth. Row 5 will be the 53 of Dave Hunt and the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr.
Row number 6 here tonight, the 8 of Cody Ober in the 50 of Sean McCarrick. Row number 7, the 52 of Randall Cobb, the 7 of Josh Milam. Row number 8, the 63 of Logan Helton, the 02 of David Overstreet. Row number 9, the 35 of Doug Rice, and the 24 of Will Weber. Row 10 here tonight, the 62 of Les Levy, and the 10 of Robert Duvendak.
Row 11 will be the 15 of Alex Green and the 95 of James Mayer. Row 12 will be the 00 of Rob Connors and the 3 of Robert Payne. Row 13 will be the 14 of Cody Eldred. Well, actually, he's our race control here tonight. We appreciate him doing that thankless job. And on his outside will be the 21 of Daniel Holloway. Row 14 will be the 84 of Aspen Belvin and the 51 of Travis Elliott. Row 15 will be the 11 of Chase Berry and the 116 of Mike Schultz. And bringing up tail end of the field here tonight will be the 82 of Dan Harrington. And now the drivers are going to roll past the start finish line. Pace car is going to be down and away, and in a special tribute to our man for tonight of Dale Earnhardt, the 3 machine of Robert Payne is going to work his way forward and pace around in a missing man formation. Everyone maintaining their pit road speed, pace speed, so that they can set up this formation lap. So some amazing paint jobs out there. Hopefully, Trading Paints will load up correctly and everything will start looking right. As the 3 works its way down the track. Dave, these drivers getting in an extra pace lap or two while they set up for this formation lap. As a driver here, how does that play into your plans for the race?
Oh, I don't think it changes any plans. The stage ends have been extended or compensated for. Instead of our normal stages, I believe it's at 23 now, 27, one of the two. I can't remember KR, but basically the laps we're taking extra here are just added into the stages, so it shouldn't really change your fuel strategy, how that plays out. But what it does do is your nerves get going, you get these things fired up, then you got to kind of just relax and chill out for a minute and just be in the moment. Then you got to get yourself amped back up and ready to go again once we get set to fire this thing off here tonight. So it's more of a mental kind of thing, in my opinion.
All right, guys, we're going to step away for just a minute. No one go anywhere, as I'm going to try and get my paints working before this race starts.
And welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. Story about the little mishaps there. Sometimes things just happen. We have got fired off here at Daytona International Speedway, and Hunter Reynolds didn't get going there on the start. Alliance Motorsports kind of ganged up on that inside lane and pushed Mark Mann around on the outside. Now Rick Seabrand's leading that outside lane with Anthony English just behind him. But there you see the 77 of David Booth riding in that outside lane, third car back. Checkered Flag Motorsports right there up at the front as well. So not a whole lot going on, not a whole lot missed. Just a few little shuffles of position as we work our way down the back stretch back into turn number 3 as we work lap number 6 coming to 7 this time by.
Drivers now looking a little spread out there for second spot in that second row, I should say. Everyone got a lot of room. The 40 machine of Anthony English was high along the wall, trying to find a way around the 4 of Rick Seabrands, but stays tucked in behind him as they work their way through turns 1 and 2. The 04 machine of Mark Mann out front. We have had 2 lead changes already. Rick Seabrands and Mark Mann have led for 2 laps so far here in this event.
And right now, I mean, the entire field, KR, is still within 2 seconds of each other. Robert Duvendak in the 10, tail end of the field, but he is not really. Oh, we've got smoke and something going on back here with Robert Duvendak. Caution is out.
Big stack up in the corner here, and several cars caught up in this one. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay and see what happened. The 21 of Daniel Holloway making his first appearance on a Monday night. Gonna have an excellent view of what's going on. Contact in front of him, that's the 3 of Robert Payne. And then the stack up in front, the 11 of Chase Berry going up and over. Chase Berry going for a wild ride here. Let's see if we can't take another look at this one. As Berry tumbles on the straightaway, or on the apron. The 50 machinist Sean McCarrick caught up in this one as well. So the 11 machine did get rolling again, but we are under our first caution of the night. And the leader at the time of the caution was the 4 of Rick Seabrands. So with the field catching up to the pace car, doesn't look like anyone coming down pit road in a hurry. The 4 machine is breaking away, and now everyone else gonna follow suit. I don't know about you, Dave, but I'm just ecstatic that the paint's loaded up. Although I will say it looks unfortunately like the 24 Will Weber still will not load, which was the initial reason for a full reset and why we had the problems.
Yeah, sometimes things just are out of your hands. Sometimes things work properly. Sometimes they just want to be stupid. So you just got to deal with it. Keep on, keeping on. I mean, you deal with me every week, so I mean, you got to have patience dealing with me.
Yeah, the 4 of Rick Seabrands is going to win the race off of pit road. Mark Mann following behind him. Hunter Reynolds coming off 3rd, but 3 drivers did stay out. That was Randall Cobb in the 52, the 35 of Doug Rice, and the 10 of Robert Duvendak, all electing to stay out and not pit just yet. 62 machine of Les Levy still on pit road. Daniel Holloway in the 21, the rookie here tonight in his debut race. He is finding himself being serviced by his pit crew. And the 11 of Chase Berry, after spending an extended amount of time, has tried to get that machine rolling and rejoin the back of this field. But with the field being pulled behind the pace car for the moment, for the how many drivers did we have involved in that one? 4 drivers, it looks like. And one of them, the 62 of Les Levy, has gone behind the wall. We'll see if Les can make it back out. But a very early exit for the 62 machine here tonight.
Yeah, 4 or 5 cars caught up in that KR, and the car I had my eye on, I was digging the paint scheme. I believe he's got it all fixed up. He's back on track. Didn't use that fast repair just yet, but the 21 of Daniel Holloway, I mean, I like that thing. It's sharp. It's got some sharp edges now, probably too, with some crinkled up fenders, but you know.
It happens from time to time. Front end looking a little messed up, but very colorful 21 machine out here. Good wrench down the side. So he will be looking to rejoin this field. John McCarrick in the 50 machine rolling out there as well. Only a 1 car dropping out of the race so far. That is Les Levy. The 52 machine is your race leader of Randall Cobb. And Cobb does have a neat looking paint scheme for this memorial race. One's not too bad as we go on the nose of it here. GM Goodwrench on the side. Down the nose, looking solid. Kind of like the 52. I think it looks good.
Well, it's a shame our car ain't out there, because that thing looks slick. But, you know, we got to let these guys have something sometime.
The lights go out on the pace car. Field starts to form up behind them. And it is unfortunate that the 24 of Will Weber is not showing up for me. I did everything I could, went through all the files, scrubbed them all clean. But Will Weber's still showing his Kobe Bryant paint scheme. He does have a very sharp looking one. It's working for Dave, just not for me. That's unfortunate.
Well, sometimes iRacing gives the less fortunate a little bit more, so I'll take it. But you know, KR, I'm interested to see some cars already stay out. I would have definitely came down pit road. Fuel strategy already seemingly coming into play. 35 of Doug Rice also is staying out. Robert Duvendak staying out. So gonna have some fresh tires behind those front 3. Gonna be tough for them to get the power down. Hopefully no issues on this restart as the pace car gets ready to make that left-hand turn.
Pace car peeling off for pit road. That means Randall Cobb in control of this field. Green flag is out, and we are back underway here in stage number 1. Our first caution of the night drawn to an end, and they head off for turn number 1, side by side, and that's how they will be all night long. The 52 of Randall Cobb, a little bit of a lead now, but the 10 of Duvendak on his back bumper. Here comes the 35 of Doug Rice, making that outside lane, build the momentum down the backstretch with the 4 of Rick Sebrands pushing that 35 machine.
Now Randall Cobb getting a huge shove from the 10 of Robert Duvendak. They're going to motor right on past Doug Rice, no problems there. But does Sebrands have what it takes to get him back up to the front? Looks like He's going to be close, not there at the line quite yet. Now Doug Rice inching ahead on that outside lane. You've got, it looks like the entire field still in this pack, still side by side. A little bit of movement up there out of Doug Rice in the front of that outside lane. Everything's still looking smooth. As I say that, 3 wide for second. Seabrands through the middle.
Someone getting left high and dry. That is a 35 of Doug Rice. He is about ready to be freight trained. He's looking for a way down as we ride on board with David Overstreet in the 02. 35 machine now going to blend in. And Doug Rice went from leading the outside lane all the way back to the 6th, now make it 7th car in the outer lane.
And KR, I mean, as far as scoring positions, that's from 2nd all the way to 13th. I mean, in one corner, in the blink of an eye, that's how quick it can happen.
Mark Mann taking us on board his 04 machine. He's tucked in behind his teammate Robert Duvendak, and you can see Rick Seabrands leading that outside lane. So Alliance Motorsports starting to try and work their way to the front. The 26 Hunter Reynolds representing FSR Fuel Sim Racing. He is tightly packed in behind the 4 of Seabrands.
Seabrands, I don't think he wanted to be out there getting pushed like that just yet. That 26 was pushing him a ton on that outside lane, but something I was looking at a minute ago, KR, as one of the Alliance Motorsports drivers ducks out of line. I believe that is Duvendak going to the rear of the field, but we had 4 Alliance Motorsports teammates up inside the top 10. Also, look at them checkered flag motorsports drivers, all 4 of them up inside of this top 10 as well.
Dan Harrington in the K2 machine, working his way past the 10 of Duvendak. The 95 of James Mayer now joining his teammate as well. I do want to check in on the 3 of Robert Payne. He was caught up in that incident on, I believe, lap 8. But the 3 machine looks like it has continued to roll on out there. Chase Berry in the 11 had to use a fast repair early on here as well. So some cars getting torn up early in the race and a fast repair having to be used.
And that is something you do not want to have happen. Situation you don't want to find yourself in. Kind of like when the big boys, you know, they crash 2 or 3 cars there and they're down to their backup and they've got to make it through another 2 days of practice in the race. So kind of puts you behind the 8 ball. Got to have to be very picky and choosy who you run with, where you run at, but got to stay in touch, or at least have a good group. Oh, 77 of David Booth goes around at the front. Doug Rice involved. Oh my goodness, another huge stack up. Aspen Belvin gets into it. Ooh, big crash up at the front.
Ken McCullough in the 89 also caught up in this one. It's good to see Ken McCullough out here. Unfortunately for him, early crash. And Daytona has not been kind to OP Racing here in this stage 1. Wasn't kind to our Clash drivers either.
Not at all. No, it wasn't.
The yellow flag coming out once again. And the 91 of Ernie Williams being shown as the race leader. Let's back this up and see exactly what happened. Go to our turn 3 instant replay. Take another look at this. The 77 going down into turn number 1. Did not have the 26 cleared. Got into the 28 a little bit. You can see just everyone trying to find a way through. So big stack up here on lap 18. So Dave, with this second caution coming out, a few drivers working their way down to pit road, try and hammer out a little bit more damage, one of those being the 28 of Derek Conley. All right, guys, we're going to step away for a minute, and we'll be back after this.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got him 4 abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, we are doing the second annual Dale Earnhardt Memorial presented by OP Racing. We are working our second caution of the night. The lights have gone out, and it is time to fire them off once again as the field forms up behind the pace car. And Dave, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of liking that 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. That paint scheme, I think, looks pretty sharp.
Yeah, that Bass Pro Shop scheme does look pretty good out there, especially right in front of those memorial schemes, those black, solid black cars. well, basically solid black there with the 4 of C Brands and the 04 of Mark Mann. Josh Milam out there on the outside, running pretty familiar colors. But yeah, that Bass Pro Shop does look pretty nice.
While we have a moment and we're still playing a catch-up, our points standings coming into tonight's event. Anthony English was our points leader. Logan Helton has moved into second place, so the rookie with an outstanding start to the season finds himself only 3 points out of the top spot. Rick Seabrands, Robert Dumendak, and Mark Mann make up your top 5. And like I said, that's coming into tonight's event. These drivers will be mixing it up all race long. All right, we are ready to go. Green, a flag of racing once again. Pace car down in the way. Green, a flag is out. And Ernie Williams trying to get a jump on the 7 of Milam. Josh Milam has Hunter Reynolds down to his inside. We'll see how those two teammates try and get hooked up. But for the moment, it looks like the 26 is going to stay committed to the 91 as they head off into turn number 1. Side by side, that outside lane falling back just a little bit, but be ready for them to surge forward down the backstretch.
We've seen it time in and time out. That outside lane does tend to get a little slower of a restart the majority of the time, but here we see it working down into turn 3, starting to come back on the outside lane. Rick Seabrands has got teammate in tow. 2 of them actually, I do believe, KR, if I'm not mistaken, in tow with him, pushing Josh Milam up to the front. Ernie Williams gonna lead that lap. Once again, Hunter Reynolds right there, right on his bumper, pushing him down into turn 1 and 2. Looks like all the cars a little bit uneasy on some of those bumps down there, and it's gonna be interesting if we get a long green
we got
flag run.
the 8 of Cody Ober spinning down to the inside. Cody Ober has gone for a spin down below the racing line. The 15 of Alex Green also involved, but no caution coming out as they did drop down below that yellow line. We stay green. They're going to have to get their cars rolling and get hooked back up, but good news for them, we are nearing the end of stage 1.
Yeah, inching closer and closer to finishing the first portion of the race out, and not sure if you've seen it yet, but Rob Connors sporting a Budweiser paint scheme there. It looks pretty good as well. Donald Stewart in the 78 back there in 14th. Then we've got a little bit of a gap back to I don't want to say mid-pack or back of the pack because they're still in contention, but starting to see 2 separate packs develop here.
Ernie Williams continuing to lead that inside line in that gold and black 91 machine, but the 7 of Josh Milam surging forward a little bit here, and Milam going to lead his first lap of the race. So chalk a bonus point up to the 7 machine, and Ernie now challenging right back as they work their way through 1 and 2. Big dip right there in the middle of the corner. These drivers able to finesse these cars around. We go on board with the 00 of Rob Connors. He's tucked in behind the 53 machine. That is Dave Hunt. Dave Hunt, a rookie here on the Monday Night Series. Dave has had a few solid runs going and still looking for his first win of the season. As we start lap 26, stage 1 is going to end at the completion of lap 27. Field nice and double file for the moment. Everyone's staying tucked in behind. We do have a few stragglers for trying to get caught back up into this. The 77 of David Booth right now waiting for the 24 of Will Weber to catch up to him. They can try and work together. But then back behind them, the 116 of Mike Schultz. He is trying to lead a 3-car pack as we are in our final lap of stage number 1. The 91 of Ernie Williams trying to win a stage, but the 7 of Josh Milam going to be a hard driver to beat. But Ernie on the inside lane, he's got the 26 of Hunter Reynolds right there with him. This one's going to be close at the line.
Side by side for the stage win, coming off of turn 4, back through the trial. What looks like Milam's got the advantage right now. Williams to the line, not gonna get it. Looks like Milam's gonna pull off the stage win.
And Josh Milam by a nose, and it wasn't much, but he was able to get that win for stage number 1. So Josh Milam picking up the first stage win. And it's red number 7 Goodwrench. And it is confirmed by race control. Josh Milam, your stage winner.
And a driver that needed that caution to fly, Travis Elliott in the 51. He was about a half a lap away from going down another lap here. Did just pit under that latest caution, so look for that 51 to stay out, try to get one of his 2 laps back, or actually he's gonna get the lucky dog anyway, so getting at least one of his laps back. Could he be sneaky and sly and get both of them back here?
That is going to be a tall order for that to happen, as he is going to get the wave around, but then he will have to get past the leaders before they come off of pit road.
Yeah, that's probably not going to work.
So he will be trying to hustle. Good news for him is he did make a pit stop not too many laps ago, but there will be another stage caution coming out. So as long as he is the only car that is 1 lap down, he'll be able to get back on the lead lap.
That also helps. That 15 of Alex Green had a moment there towards the end of stage number 1. No caution flew at that time. That's going to allow him to fix anything on pit road and get back on the same cycle as your race leaders, as 7 of Josh Milam brings your field down pit road.
Several drivers coming down pit road. The 7 of Milam going to hit his pit stall. Brings it to a stop nice and cleanly. Got to hit your marks here. It looks like everyone taking tires and fuel. Milam maybe taking 4 tires. Checkered flag motorsport driver taking 2 tires there. That is the 63 of Logan Helton. So he is going to try and gain some track position, but the one winning the race off of pit road is the 40 of Anthony English. Got caught out by all the same paint schemes. The 40 of Anthony English is going to win the race off of pit road. 2 drivers who did not pit this time. That was the 95 of James Mayer and the 10 of Robert Duvendak. But I'll tell you what, let's see if we can't key up the mic and get a word in with our stage 1 winner. That is the 7 of Josh Milam. Josh, you got your ears on, bud?
I do. What's going on, guys?
Man, you have won stage number 1. Another stage win for you here in the Monday Night Series. Couple questions. First off, what can you tell us about your paint scheme tonight?
Man, honestly, I can't say much. Will Weber threw it together for me. He actually made the full FSR team paint jobs tonight. Did a great job. Threw it together for me, and I put it on before this race. Loving it. I think it's a Tasmanian Devil, but looks good. I'm really enjoying it.
Well, we're at the second annual Dale Earnhardt Memorial Race, and the 7 machine winning stage 1. So what can you tell us about the race so far?
It's a little dicey right now. Cars are not quite settling in yet. I don't know if it's nerves or what it is, but I think it's going to start to come together here. That first stage, there's a lot of good racing up front. Somehow, the team ended up getting up front together, helping each other out. I had a great push by Rick there in those last few laps to help get me out front and get that stage win. Big thanks to him.
All right, Josh. Well, nice job out there so far. Second stage getting ready to fire off. What can we expect out of stage number 2?
Well, I'm sitting back here. It looks like about 6th or 7th. I think we're just going to ride until about the end, see if we can make some moves, hang out on this top line, get it going, and try to get back up front. Probably have to pit. I know those few extra laps early start of the race threw the pit strategy off a little bit, so we got to get that figured out here on this stage. Hopefully have a good pit, come back out, get another stage win.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations on the stage win, and good luck to you for the rest of the race.
Right, appreciate you guys.
Yep. Before we do let you go, any other shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Definitely you guys, FSR team, Will for his hard work in these paint jobs this week to get us ready for this memorial race. GOP and everybody, all the guys, gals watching us tonight, supporting us. I appreciate you guys for sticking with us.
All right, that is Josh Milam, pilot of the 7 machine, your stage 1 winner. And Dave, stage 1, you heard it from Josh, things are a little dicey, and I would have to agree, but you know, I'm seeing some good hard racing out there. I don't know what's if I could say like mistakes are being made or what.
Well, I mean, it's just a product of the track, really. I mean, plate racing is already high strung. You know what I mean? Inches away from disaster the entire time. And when you add in this old racing surface, the bumps here at Daytona, I mean, it's unbelievable how much you move around in the car, especially if you got your cameras hooked that way to where the car moves around you. And it looks like you're riding a bull at a rodeo. It's extremely nuts.
Well, the lights have gone out on the pace car. That means it is time to get ready for stage number 2. And yeah, wow, I just saw the light reflect off of the 40. They got some different textures on that. It's not just this plain old solid black car. There's some texture to that. The 40 machine and the Black Alliance Motorsports, that's the first time I saw that. All right, Dave, why don't you take us for this green flag?
Pace car close to making that left-hand turn back onto pit road. There it goes. The race leaders starting off on the outside lane. It looked like, or maybe Derek Connolly was the race leader. Not quite sure there, but started a little bit off on that outside lane with Anthony English leading the outside lane right now. I don't know what happened there, KR. That was a little wacky restart. Nonetheless, your top 3-4 on the inside, motoring on by those 3 cars out there on the outside. Anthony English followed by the 78 of Donald Stewart, the 52 of Randall Cobb out there, and those drivers just fell right to the back. Josh Milam jumping outside now, pushing checkered flag motorsports driver David Hunt up towards the front of the field.
Logan Helton in the 63 out front for the moment. He is going to lead his first lap of the race. So Logan getting his checkered flag motorsports to the front and diving down to the inside in front of the 28 of Derek Conley. Now on the outside lane, the 7 of Josh Milam and the 91 of Ernie Williams starting to work together. 3 FSR drivers right there in the outside lane, and Milam gonna dive down to the inside. So now that is gonna put Milam and Ernie Williams as the leaders for both our lanes and both drivers from FSR.
And roof numbers played a little trick on me. Sorry about that. That was Logan Helton. That Milam was pushing, but now, as you said, those drivers leading both of the lines out there, keeping Hunter Reynolds at bay. Derek Connolly running third car inside lane, and looks like things are kind of calm, but there is still a lot of movement out of these cars out there right now, working down the backstretch.
Logan Helton tucked in very tightly to the 7 machine, pushing him hard into turn number 3. Logan wanting to win one of these races. He's come close a couple times, but so far has not been able to seal the deal. But having a stellar season so far, marching his way forward in the point standings, came into tonight second place in the points and continuing to add to his resume and prove that he belongs out here on Monday night, as right now he is the second car on that inside line.
And if there was ever a way to get your rookie stripes removed before the end of a season, I think Logan Helton is making a run at that, because he has been up inside the top 5 race after race. Unfortunately, things not coming to the end he would have liked in some of them, but he is always up there at the front of the field, finds a way to get it done. Ernie Williams getting it done on the outside, gonna lead that last lap by dropping down to the inside lane now. That's gonna put Hunter Reynolds leading that outside lane.
So the 26 now leading the charge. He has the 40 of Anthony English tucked in behind him, and Ernie's gonna move up to the front of that outer lane, trying to use the momentum that lane produces down the backstretch. Now he's going to dive down. He is going to bring the 26 with him. So that moves Josh Milam to the third car on the inside lane. Stage number 2 going to end at the completion of lap 52. Probably going to start seeing cars hit pit road here in about 10 laps. That'll be very close to the end of the stage, and strategies are going to start rearing their heads here. Some drivers may try and short pit and pit here within the next 2 laps.
I don't know, KR. It looks like there may be some drivers out there that could possibly stretch this thing. Robert Payne only about 6 laps on his fuel and tires, so it'd be really close. But himself, Mark Mann, David Booth, Rick Seabrands, David Overstreet, all on that same fuel strategy, so they've got a couple players to play with.
Checking in on the second pack that is formed up. It is currently being led by the 11 of Chase Berry. The 51 of Travis Elliott finds himself 1 lap down. He is the first and only car 1 lap down. Doug Rice in the 35 machine, he's right there as well. He is 2 laps down. We do have 2 cars out of the race so far. That is the 29th position being assigned to the 89 of Ken McCullough, and then Les Levy in the 62 in 30th place.
And back up at the front, Ernie Williams with a challenge from Anthony English on that outside lane with the help from Donald Stewart, but just not enough to get it done. Hunter Reynolds pushes that 91 back to the front. Milam in tow with him. Logan Helton, the kid, back there still 4th car. inside road.
They got 3 wide racing in the second pack, so that second pack not too interested in trying to form up and track down these guys who have formed this front pack. But Ernie Williams continuing to try and battle for the lead with the 40 of Anthony English. The 28 of Derek Conley right in the middle of this little battle, just in front of the 53 of Dave Hunt, and the yellow flag is going to come out. And we have cars slow, and one of those being the 24 of Will Weber. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay. As you see the 11 of Chase Berry getting out of shape. Mike Schultz getting involved. The 8 of Cody Over into another bit of an issue. And this second group of drivers, I saw them go 3 wide down the backstretch. The 35 of Doug Rice and the 11 of Chase Berry are what's going to set this one off. James Mayer in the 95 getting involved. The 21 of Daniel Holloway getting another little piece of an incident. But looks like everyone able to continue rolling. And now the field's going to try and catch up to the pace car.
Yeah, and what that does do, KR, that's going to put the fuel strategy out of the window. Everybody going to be able to make it from here without a shadow of a doubt. Everybody more than likely will come down, put 4 fresh tires on, and go ahead and cap it off, or at least come down and get the gas that you need to make it to the end of stage number 2.
Pace car collecting the rest of the field. Anthony English going to fall into line here. The 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. going to assume the race lead. So yeah, I would expect to see almost everyone onto pit road top off their fuel tanks and have enough fuel in it to make it to the end of the stage. Ernie Williams staying out, so again, what strategy do I know?
Well, you know me, I tried pulling strategy predictions. I get proved wrong almost every single race, so we all know not to listen to Dave.
The 2 cars, well, onto pit road, a few more than 2 actually, are damaged machines also hitting their pit stalls. So the 91 of Ernie Williams, who has led for 13 laps and counting. He does have the most laps led so far tonight with that 13. We've had 9 lead changes, or 9 leaders among 15 different lead changes. We are working our 4th caution. One of these cautions was for a stage end. That would have been stage number 1. The 15 drivers did not come down to pit road this time. Mark Mann in the 04. The last driver who stayed out. Donald Stewart taking fuel and 2 tires. Going to restart in 16th.
Yeah, and you see, KR, that just shows to go you that I said they'd come down pit road and top off. Nah, that didn't happen, did it?
Yeah, I'm with you there. I thought we'd see a lot more on the pit road, and I would almost say it was an even split. Not quite 50-50, but you know, another thought you might have is try and come down at the last possible second and then not pit for the stage ending caution.
Well, I mean, these caution laps do let you save some fuel, so maybe these drivers only needed 1 or 2 extra laps. Hopefully they're able to save it under this latest caution, but still think it's going to be pretty close at the end. Sorry about that. Voice still not fixed after screaming at little kids at a wrestling tournament all weekend, so my apologies. Yeah.
Well, you know, wrestling's exciting. How long till we see your little girl jumping off the top ropes at WWE?
That's negatory, Batman. Wrong wrestling.
No.
Probably never. I don't think I would steer her in that direction. Showbiz is not a very good biz.
Well, it was an exciting weekend for you. How did she do?
Came home now the 2-time North Carolina girls state champion, so did a good job, wrestled well. Hyperextended her elbow in the last match and still pulled off a pin in the second period, so proud of her for that. Yeah, 2 in a row, man, back to back. That's how we, great to see.
Well, that is pretty awesome news coming out of the Worrell family. Nice job out there.
Yeah, I can't take not even half the credit. She's got a lot of great other coaches involved with her. Coach Williams over at Relentless Wrestling. It's an all-girls team, first and only all-girls wrestling club in North Carolina, so really good to have him around. Brian Hill and David Bryson, Judd Bryson out at Haywood Elite Wrestling Club out in Canton, North Carolina. They do great work with her as well. Darren May at 828 Wrestling Club. A lot of people involved in her success, so I can't take all of the credit. I just scream at her on match day.
There you go. You're doing it wrong. Now you're doing it right. No, you're doing it wrong. Well, alrighty. Very exciting. And again, congratulations to you and your family on that achievement.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll see how she shakes out for the rest of the season. But more importantly right now, we're going to have to wait and see how the end of this stage shakes out. Looks like there's going to be about 6 laps left to the end of stage number 2. Field is double file, getting ready to go back. Green flag racing once again.
Pace car getting ready to peel off. Drivers working their way onto the front stretch here. Crowd on its feet as we get ready to go. Green a flag once again. Stage number 2 drawing to an end, and Ernie Williams in control of the field. Green a flag is out, and we are back underway. And the 91 and the 7 are going to get hooked up very quickly here and try and lead the charge into turn number 1. Doug Rice in the 35 hard into the inside wall, nose first. No yellow for him. We stay green. And Doug Rice immediately taking the flatbed back to his pit stall.
Yeah, bad news there for the 35. Good news for Ernie Williams, though. He's got Josh Milam right in tow. Milam almost cleared the inside lane. The 40 of Anthony English now closing the door, trying to work his way back up nose to nose with that 91. Not gonna have it just yet. Ernie Williams gonna lead the first lap after the restart once again here from Daytona International Speedway.
Anthony English has the 26 of Hunter Reynolds on his back bumper. Meanwhile, the 63 of Logan Helton, third car in that outside lane. He's trying to find some room to work with. And our inaugural season champion, the 84 of Aspen Belvin, finding himself third car outside lane. You always got to keep your eye on that 84 machine. He is a threat to win every time he shows up at the track.
Yeah, and I mean, everybody has a chance to win that makes it out here on track in this Opie Racing Super Speedway Series. They are proven winners through their feeder series, icebreaker series, whatever you want to call them. But these drivers are definitely proven and tried throughout many different levels, and they've made it here to Monday night. Well, this is where the big boys play.
On board with the 3 of Robert Payne as he is tucked in behind the 84. You can see just how bumpy this track is, even down the straightaway. And it really does play havoc with the drivers. You have to constantly stay up on the wheel, and as that car moves around, make your corrections to the track and try and keep all 4 tires where you want them all the time. It is a very mentally demanding race, not to mention now you have to worry about where your car is going to go on a bump.
Yeah, and something I've noticed from Daytona 07 is I try to grip the wheel a little less, let it float in my hand a little bit more, just to kind of deal with the bumps a little bit. Found that if I'm, white knuckling on this wheel and I'm getting out of shape on them bumps, I tend to overcorrect without really even realizing it. And Ernie Williams, I'm surprised he hasn't dropped to the bottom yet, but I think it's because Milam hasn't cleared. So interesting to see Ernie staying with that top line here.
It's working well for him so far, and he is electing to stay on that high side with his teammate, the 40 of Anthony English, getting a little bit of a run now as they head off into turn number 1 out of the tri-oval, but English not able to clear the 91 either. So staying on the high side here may not be a bad idea for the 91. Like I said, he's got a teammate right there with him.
Yeah, but just look at this huge run down the backstretch, and I mean, it's happened lap after lap. There he goes right there. That's the run they needed to drop. They're not going to do it. That inside lane's going to inch closer here through 3 and 4. Luckily for Milam and Williams, hasn't got back there yet, but they are not dropping to the bottom. They're trying to lead the race from the outside lane. Something I haven't seen this happen before.
It's a good move that in previous seasons Fuel Sim Racing has pulled off a lot of times before, and I think they learned it from White Trash Racing. The McCullough boys used to love that high side, and they would not abandon it until they had to. Oh, the 26 and the 52 make contact, and we got cars going around. It is a big stack up into turn number 3 as we were coming to a stage end. Several cars involved in this one as it all went wrong right at the entrance of turn 3. Let's go to our instant replay. From high atop the blimp, starts with the 26 of Hunter Reynolds and the 52 of Cobb. And then everyone piling in. Take one more look at this. Derek Conley getting a piece of it. Dave Hunt in the 53 involved. 78 involved. So big stack up, but it looks like everyone able to grab a gear and get rolling.
Yeah, and they're happening kind of right near the front of the field, KR. It looks like multiple times here tonight, our caution has been brought out by drivers somewhere right around that top 3 to 7th position on track. So interesting to see that it's happening so close to your race leaders.
And with the caution coming out, race control has declared that the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. is your stage winner. He is going to lead the field onto pit road. So we'll see if we can't get a word in with the 91 machine after he makes his pit stop. Logan Helton in the 63 missing his entry a little bit into his pit stall. But Ernie rolling out very quickly. He's going to be the first one out from pit stops. Fuel only were left sides, I believe I saw. I don't know what I saw with Ernie, but a very short pit stop. The 4 machine, Rick Seabrand's trying to get off pit road. He is going to go for a ride. He is spun around and pointed in the wrong direction. Grabs a gear, waits for an opening, and gets moving. So Rick Seabrand's in the 4. A little bit of effort, a little bit too much effort trying to get up to speed.
Yeah, and this is a track you can do it at. If you remember when we ran the little dual races that we were invited to by OP Racing, I actually brought out a caution from doing that very same thing during a round of green flag pit stops, and yeah, it's almost demoralizing.
All right, well, let's see if we can't get a quick word in with our stage 2 winner. That is none other than the 91 of Ernie Williams. Ernie, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good, KR. How about yourself, buddy?
Man, I'll tell you what, if I was doing any better, my name would be Ernie.
Hell yeah.
Well, that 91 machine winning the stage here, and now looks like you have set yourself up to win the race off of pit road with a very short pit stop. First of all, what did it take to win that stage? We saw you stay to the high side and work with the 7 when you guys had ample opportunity to drop down to the inside.
Right. That's Josh, my teammate, so I know he'd push me hard. He won stage 1, so I know he wasn't going to be much worried about winning that stage. He would have just took it. So I wanted to take the high line, and I'm a lot more comfortable running that outside line anyway. I don't like the bottom line, so I felt comfortable that he'd go keep me up. And like you said, hell, he pushed us a couple times where we could have both got down, but we decided just to hang up top. And even if I didn't win the stage, we was in position to go second, third, something along those lines, and I'd have been happy with that. Points nights tonight, I've been sitting 25th or so in points, so we're getting crashed out, so I wanted to make sure we got some points.
Now, Ernie, I have a question. We both have a very extensive background in dirt here on the iRacing simulator. I myself prefer the high line as well. You think that stems from the dirt side of things?
I think absolutely, because I even like the third lane out to the wall. I mean, that's my favorite way around the track, is out on the outside of the wall. I know it's a little trickier here, but yeah, at the new Daytona in Talladega, yeah, I think that dirt has a lot to do with it, because I love being out there. It's my favorite line. And when you pass people out there, it's just you've done something, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll tell you, being trapped on that inside lane, you got that yellow line, the apron, through the corners, no movement able to happen higher, and I always just feel trapped when I'm on the bottom.
Exactly. That's half my battle too. I do not want to be there, because you are trapped. You can't go low. You 9 times out of 10 you got a car on the outside of you, so you're pretty much screwed. So yeah, I prefer to pick the outside line any chance I get.
All right, so the 91 gonna restart on the outside lane here as the lights go out on the pace car. Congratulations on your stage 2 win. Any shout outs or thank yous?
FSR or Will Weber for doing the paint. Heard we're having problems with trading paints, but other than that, there's a lot of good looking cars out here. I want to give him a shout out for doing mine. He did an awesome job, man. But other than that, we look to complete this last half of this race and take the victory.
All right, that is your stage 2 winner, Ernie Williams Jr. in the 91 machine, as we get ready to go green flag racing once again. And yeah, you know, everyone's paint jobs, Will Weber did quite a few of them out here tonight, but unfortunately for him, I just cannot get his paint scheme to load properly. And sorry viewers, that's all I can do. Is I'd hit my computer with a hammer, but I don't think it'd do any good.
Yeah, I've tried that, and it didn't work.
They don't like when you hit them with a hammer.
Well, see, I grabbed a stereo and hit it first to try to, you know, make it work right, but still, it didn't take the hint either.
All right, here we go. Final stage underway. Green flag out as we get ready to wrap this race up. It is the final 50 lap sprint to the end. And Dave, Ernie Williams falling back a little bit on this start.
Yeah, not a very good restart for Ernie Williams and his 91 machine, but Logan Hilton gets a great start. He's going to look to the outside, and Williams not going to have any of it. He's going to go 3 wide, trying to get around the kid. Oh, almost into each other there into turn 3. Logan Hilton stuck in the middle. Outside, Ernie Williams falling through the field now. Checkered Flag Motorsports on the inside lane in the middle. Here comes the 52 of Randall Cobb up through the middle. That's going to put Williams all the way back to the 4th car in line on that outside line. Meanwhile, Josh Milam still digging on that bottom lane with help from Dave Hunt.
Dave Hunt in the 53, second car on the inside lane, but a lot of Checkered Flag Motorsports drivers surrounding and swarming their way to the front, as right now Logan Hilton in the 63 leading the charge on the outside lane. He has Don Stewart working with him. Now they're just waiting for the 02 of David Overstreet maybe to find an opening so that 3 Checkered Flag Motorsports drivers can be working together.
It's going to be a little bit hard for that 02 to get up there and help those other 2 teammates right now, being 3rd car inside row. Going to be pretty tough to find the gap up there in front of Randall Cobb to make it a 3-car train with Checkered Flag Motorsports, but these top 8 or 9 still side by side with each other, working their way back to turn 3. We are on lap 58 out of 103 here tonight, so still a very long way to go. Pit stops could happen. We'll have to wait and see if we have them under green flag or caution, but either way, these drivers not letting out one bit.
So Josh Milam leading the charge. We do once again have 2 groups that have formed up. Leading this second group is the 15 of Alex Green. He has the 10 of Robert Duvendak tucked in right behind him. Aspen Belvin working with these 2 drivers. They are trying to catch up to the front pack. Will Weber in the 24 working with the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Hunter is now the first car 1 lap down. Travis Elliott in the 51 did get back on the lead lap. He finds himself behind these guys in 21st spot, and he is in danger of losing the draft. And if that continues to be the case, that 51 machine will be a lap down once again.
Back up at the front, that outside lane lost a little bit of ground. That's going to put Dave Hunt and his 53 machine leading that outside lane with a push now from Hilton going to the point. Ken Hilton clear as well. Not going to be able to do it off of turn number 4. Ooh, David Overstreet, big wiggle off of 4 there. That could have been very big as it was up at the front of the field once again. So drivers not really safe from the handling issues anywhere on track.
The 4 machine of Rick Seabrands. We saw him lose it coming off of pit road, and now he is trying to work his way back to the front. Right now he finds himself in 9th place, but he is chugging along on that inside line. You see the 00 of Rob Connors rejoining the race. He is 4 laps down after being caught up in our most recent caution that happened to also coincide with the end of the stage.
And it looks like we're getting ready to see some 3 wide at the front as Dave Hunt was trying to block the outside lane, almost got shuffled to the middle. So gonna have to be very careful up here at the front. KR, the 78 of Donald Stewart right there. Another rookie inside of your, well, almost inside of your top 5, and when he gets a run, he'll pretty much be in the top 5. Now there he is. 2 rookies running inside the top 5, 3 of them inside the top 6. That's a pretty good showing.
So Dave Hunt in the 53 has led for 2 laps so far tonight, trying to add another one. Right now, he is battling with the 7 of Josh Milam on his back bumper, but Logan Helton in the 63 on his outside. Now Logan losing a little bit of ground, as we have another driver rejoining the race. I believe that is the 95 of James Mayer. He finds himself 2 laps down. Up off the corner, Hunt continuing to lead. Helton trying to reel him in. Checkered Flag Motorsports being represented well at the front of the field right now. We got 4 of those drivers: Logan Helton, David Overstreet, Donald Stewart, all running right there together. Down the backstretch into turn number 3, and Dave, I'll let you take it.
Yeah, I was just going to mention, looking back through the field, and Robert Duvendak, Aspen Belvin, they are way behind the field right now, 6 seconds off of your race leader. They do have some help with them, but it's not looking too good for those 2 drivers way back there, 17th, 18th position, way off of the race lead. That could all change with a caution though, KR, but drivers trying to play it safe, and it may be backfiring.
A lot of laps left to go in this race. We started 30 cars here tonight, and right now we do have 24 out on track. Of those 24, 21 are on the lead lap. And this lead pack consists of 16 cars. Sean McCarrick in the 50. He is the last car in this pack, trying to track them down. The 21 of Daniel Holloway got involved in 2 incidents here tonight in his debut race. I feel like we haven't talked about that 21 a whole lot, as we are learning about this driver. So far though, he is making himself, he's not making a whole lot of noise, and I guess that's a good thing when it's your debut race.
Yeah, when you first come on the scene, you kind of want to be quiet about the things you do. Don't want to do anything crazy, anything outrageous. So there's that approach to take, and then there's the approach that Logan Helton has took, and that's by wanting and needing to be up front and making his name by leading the races, especially at crucial points in time. So 2 different strategies, I guess, on your debuts. Although this isn't Helton's debut, he's a few weeks into it now, but never a disappointing moment out of him.
Field working its way into lap traffic here. That is the 51 machine of Travis Elliott, who lost the lead draft, and now he is going to be swallowed up by the pack. He's going to stay to the high side. And everyone works through the tri-ovals. Kind of holding my breath there. Things can get a little dicey in the tri-oval. Everyone held their line, and we stay green. 53 of Hunt now has led for 8 laps. Drivers have been out on track for 15 laps. We're just a handful of laps away from green flag pit stops.
Yeah, those should be coming in somewhere around the next 5 to 6 laps if you want to try to take it to as far as you can. Some drivers may be electing to come a little bit sooner, but we haven't seen them begin to get single file just yet. Usually that's the telltale sign of when these drivers are looking at heading towards pit road. So maybe he's trying to stretch this a little bit further. I don't think they're going to stretch it far enough to only have one more stop, KR. I think these drivers are all going to have 2 stops from here on out.
Yeah, it would be a long stretch. You'd need a lot of help from cautions to make it on one more stop here, but well, we've been wrong a lot in this race. Wouldn't surprise me if we were wrong again on that one. Weirder things have happened, but we are on board with the 04 Mark Man. Normally, I enjoy cracking a loud soda can for Mark, but unfortunately, I don't have any to do that, so we're just gonna pretend we did. And Mark, right now, riding on the inside line. He's got his hands full, but he is following the 4 of Rick Seabrands.
Just in front of those drivers there, you see the checkered flag Motorsports. They're kind of grouped together now, KR. If they could sort this thing out, they could have a 3-car train out there on the outside, as Josh Milam's been getting pretty loose down there on the bottom. It may be a good idea to try to jump out there. That opportunity is slowly going away. Now it is gone. And the 0-2 of David Overstreet. Sorry, my mind went absolutely blank there for a second. Can he jump outside behind the 78? That might work as well. There's the chance. Nope, not gonna happen. So tough break for those 2 other checkered flag Motorsports drivers. Not gonna have their teammate in tow.
Side by side, they continue to run, and checkered flag Motorsports getting in line with each other here in that inside lane. Ernie Williams in the 91, who has led 25 laps here tonight, got shuffled to the outside lane and fell back quite a bit, but now he is trying to find a way to work to the front once again. He has the 52 of Randall Cobb right in front of him, as we see a few drivers rejoining the race after making pit stops. That is Aspen Belvin and Travis Elliott, and the 00 of Rob Connors pulling down to the inside to stay out of the way of this lead pack.
Yeah, and I think what we've seen there was a coordinated effort by those checkered flag Motorsports drivers. Looked like David Overstreet had backed up just a little bit, allowing that 78 machine to come on down to the bottom lane, and then that brought the 53 of Dave Hunt, or actually, is that Logan Helton again? Yes, that is Logan Helton. I don't know why I keep saying Dave Hunt. Those numbers are just a little too close for me, I guess. I don't know.
So Ernie Williams back to the front. Drivers are starting to try and work their way single file as green flag pit stops are getting ready to happen. We'll see who's going to make the break for pit road here in the next few laps, but Ernie back to the lead after being shuffled back. Ooh, checkered flag Motorsports are going to get together. Dan Harrington able to avoid it, and I am not sure who that was. I believe the 78 of Donald Stewart was the one who got turned going through the tri-oval. Let's take a quick look at this one. A gentle turn for Stewart. No contact with anything, grabs a gear and gets rolling. He is way off the pace, and he has already lost the lap.
And getting things going up there at the front, Alliance Motorsports teammates now 1, 2, and 3 running on track. They're going to try to get down to that inside lane to come around to get their green flag pit stops done and out of the way here. Maybe this lap, possibly the next. Ernie Williams in the 91 right there as well. The 52 of Randall Cobb still in tow, has Dave Hunt just behind him as the front two, Mark Mann and Anthony English, try to get around. Rick Seabrand's in the 4 on the bottom. There they do. Down to the bottom they go. Will they hit pit road this time? We'll have to wait and see.
Alliance Motorsports not coming down pit road, but Ernie Williams in the 91 gonna lead everyone behind them as a big land rush to the pit stalls. And so Ernie Williams from the lead going to make his way onto pit road. 3 Alliance Motorsports drivers. That is the 04 of Mark Mann, the 40 of Anthony English, and the 4 of Rick Seabrands, all staying out. Those 3 drivers getting an extra lap of fuel here could pay dividends, although I still think that they are going to have to make another pit stop, as it is a bit of a stretch even from here.
Yeah, absolutely. All of these drivers are going to have to hit pit road at least one more time. Even if it's just for 1 can of fuel, they're going to be about 5 to 6 laps short, and you're just not going to make that up under green, and you're going to need at least 2, possibly 3 cautions in order to save that much. But KR, I'm more worried about these drivers getting back up to speed. With only 3 cars, it looks like that massive pack that came down with Ernie Williams all came down together, got off of pit road pretty much with each other. Small little gaps between a few of them, but they're going to be much more organized and have a lot more people with them. So it's going to be interesting to see if Seabrands and these Alliance Motorsports drivers can stay in the front.
Logan Helton leading the drivers who made pit stops previously, but the 04 of Mark Mann, the 40, and the 4 are just now making their way onto the backstretch as the field that is already up to full speed closing in very rapidly on them. In fact, Rick Seabrands gonna be the first one to get past. Logan Helton working with Will Weber. So Logan's going to make his way by, continuing to gain on Mark Mann, who right now is scored as our race leader. And here he comes, Logan Helton in the 63, going to try and take over the race lead.
Back to the front of the field once again, the kid, Logan Helton, pulling ahead of Mark Mann, and Anthony English has Ernie Williams in tow with him. Will Weber drops the lead, that inside lane, now that outside lane, making some more ground up. Josh Milam, there you see him in that Tasmanian Devil red 7 machine, 3rd car outside row. Will Weber trying to keep himself just 1 lap down, I believe, or just barely on the lead lap here, KR. We come around to take lap 71 out of 103 here tonight. Just 25 laps left to go.
25 laps are the distance of stage number 1, all that remains. And Will Weber trying desperately to stay on the lead lap. He is leading the inside line as the last car on the lead lap. He is in 20th spot, and depending on what point of the track he is at, could be 1 lap down or could be back on the lead lap. But the 63 of Logan Helton working that high line right now. He has the 91 of Ernie Williams tucked in behind him. And I do want to point out, this is a 12-car group, maybe 13-car group if you throw in the 24 of Will Weber. But Cody Ober in the 8 machine bringing up the tail end of this lead pack. And back behind him, 13th spot, that is the 116 of Mike Schultz. He finds himself 14.7 seconds behind the 8 machine of Cody Ober. He is working with the 50 is Sean McCarrick. These two cars kind of in no man's land, but then behind them is the 15 of Alex Green, the 10 of Robert Duvendak, and the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, and Hunter 1 lap down in 21st spot. So this field with this green flag pit stop has really been stretched out.
Again, over the course of the last lap, Will Weber dropped to the bottom on the back stretch onto the apron, trying to let most of the field go by. I guess he just didn't like the situation. And the outside lane gained a ton of ground over the inside lane. And the wily veteran, Ernie Williams, pulled a little bit of an okey-doke move on the kid. Took the race lead back once again. There you see the 63 looking back to the outside lane, gonna pull up in front of his teammate. So Logan not done with trying to chase after the lead, but put another one on the books for Williams and his Bash Pro Shops. I believe he's in a Chevy, correct?
Looks like a Camaro to me. Pretty sure it's a Camaro. I mean, I work on them. I should know it's a Camaro, right? The 7 of Josh Milam, he's got his Ford Mustang glued to the back bumper of Ernie Williams. Meanwhile, the 52 of Randall Cobb, he's trying to make some noise and work his way up and lead some laps here tonight as well. They work their way through the tri-oval. Logan Helton on that outer lane. And a unique thing about Checkered Flag Motorsports and their paint scheme, if you notice the side skirts down at the bottom will have 8 stripes. 7 of them are gold. That represents the 7 championships that Dale Earnhardt won. And then there is 1 black stripe to represent the day that Dale Earnhardt ran his last race. Kind of hard to see from these angles. I'll see if we can't get a good close-in shot here at some point. But it is a nice little addition to those Checkered Flag Motorsports paint schemes. Here is everyone trying to run a throwback or memorial paint scheme, I should say, for the late Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah, and it's really good to see so many of the cars out there with, as you said, memorial or tribute paint schemes. So I mean, it's something unique, something fun to see. I've enjoyed it here tonight. I've already spoke to you about my little pick, so we'll take care of that later. But up at the front, leading this field, 30 laps now in the book for that 91 of Ernie Williams as he leads Josh Milam in second, Logan Helton third, David Overstreet fourth, Randall Cobb rounds out your top 5. And you still got Daniel Holloway, Dave Hunt right there as well, Dan Harrington, Mark Mann, Cody Ober. Don't count any of those drivers out. That's your top 10. Anthony English, Rick Seaburns, they're both right there in the mix still as well. We are still side by side up front for the race lead, going down to turn number 3.
Sparks flying off the 7 machine as it bottomed out through the bumps, and we stay on board with the 52 of Randall Cobb, taking us for a lap around this 07 Daytona track. Daniel Holloway in the 21 making his way forward. Ooh, big wiggle there. I believe the 02 of David Overstreet had a moment that has caused the field to check up behind him. Fortunately, we don't have any more of a checkup going on, but it has caused a bit of a separation 4-car breakaway for the moment, but Holloway going to take advantage of it and close in very quickly on the 52. Will Weber in the 24 machine, staying tucked in behind this lead pack. He is the first car 1 lap down as we have 17 laps to go here in the final stage. Will Weber gonna need a caution to get back on the lead lap. Alliance Motorsports drivers just in front of him. That is Mark Mann, Anthony English, and Rick Sebrands. Those 3 drivers all staying together right here, trying to find a way to get that team a win. But they have got to get around Checkered Flag Motorsports drivers. Not only that, but there's a FSR driver that is hungry for his first win of the season. That is the 91 of Ernie Williams, and he has the 7, Josh Milam, his teammate, glued to his back bumper. It is going to be hard to dislodge that duo from the race lead.
Yeah, it is, and I mean, we're starting to see more and more of it. A lot of these teams taking on the mentality of the Alliance Motorsports drivers and team. They have stuck with each other race in and race out so far this season, and it has worked pretty well for them. But now we're seeing it start to happen just before our eyes. Teammates, once they get there, they try to stay with them, stick with them. They won't leave them hanging unless they have to. Y'all know how that's going to go. 16, now make it 15 laps left to go before we decide who our race winner is. It looks calm right now. AR business about to pick up and things going to heat up a little bit more.
Drivers only have about 7 to 8 laps of fuel left in the tank. That is not going to be enough to get them to the end of this stage. We could be seeing some green flag pit stops here at any time as the window is open for the final stop based off of fuel. 2 Checkered Flag Motorsports drivers who are trying desperately to stay on the lead lap. That is the 77 and the 78. David Booth and Donald Stewart. A little bit of damage to those 2 machines, but they are still out there, still chugging along as they're going to work their way past the 82 of Daniel Harrington and dive down to the inside here and stay out of the way. I'm sorry, that is the 95 of James Mayer. Oh, and the 77 is going to get into the 8 of Cody Ober. Big stack up down the backstretch as the yellow flag is going to come out. And it looked like the 77 and 78 had dropped down to the apron to try and make room for the lead pack. Let's go to our instant replay here. They went through the grass, tried to blend up. And that, I would say, was a big mistake by the 77, not getting clear of James Mayer. We'll take another look at that one. Back that up just a little bit more. Go off the nose of the 40 of Anthony English as several of our Alliance Motorsports drivers got caught up in this one as they had nowhere to go. And so with the yellow flying once again, everyone going to come down pit road and top off the fuel tanks. This is going to be a very important pit stop.
Absolutely it is. It may be the money stop, but if we get another caution, I don't know how many drivers are going to come down pit road. So these pit crews have got to treat this stop as if it's going to be last one they take for tonight's race. Very, very important to get to your box, get in without sliding tires or through it. Crew get their job done. See who has the race lead when we come back off of pit road.
2 tires, 4 tires. It is all up in the air for the moment. The 91 of Ernie Williams already rolling, but he is not going to win the race off of pit road. That is going to go to the 52 of Randall Cobb. So Cobb going to stake his claim on this race win by being the first one off of pit road. A solid pit stop by him, only in his pit stall for 5.8 seconds. A little bit of splash of fuel and rolling. Hopefully he got enough in to get through the rest of the race and a green white checkered attempt if we need it.
I think that should be enough. One can of fuel should be more than enough. If you remember, they weren't quite to the point of needing to come to pit road just yet. Had about 9 or 10 laps left to go. So 1 can should get you just about the fuel distance that you would need for a fuel run. And we have less than that to go in this race. 12 laps left to go, 11 when we cross the line, probably maybe 9 when we go back green flag racing. So I think 1 can of fuel is more than enough.
All right. I trust your math, Dave. You were my crew chief in a race I did 2 Saturdays ago, and I didn't run out of fuel.
No, but you died like I did today.
Yeah, we got caught in every incident we could. It was still fun. Enjoyed having you in my ear for the race I participated in. Charity event. Always good to have those.
Well, that's why you won. Charity.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't win the race, but I was still a winner. So Randall Cobb in the 52, going to be your race leader. The 51 of Travis Elliott, trapped between our race leader and the pace car. He is 3 laps down. The 84 of Aspen Belvin is the last car on the lead lap. Belvin did make a green flag pit stop, so this yellow may or may not have hurt him. Not entirely sure how that would work out, but he will stay on the lead lap and rejoin the race at the tail end of this field. Should have enough fuel for that 84 to get to the end of the race, but he will have to take the wave around. I'm just waiting for the lights to go out on the pace car. It's been a overcast kind of day here at Daytona. Track temp a very cool 82 degrees, along with the air temp of 77 degrees here tonight. And you know what? Couldn't ask for a better ending to the race. Weather's perfect. Cars like this cool weather. Tires like it a lot. We're getting ready to see these drivers go at it for 9 laps as hard as they can.
I'd tell you who doesn't like it, and that's the crew chiefs on the box and the team owners up in the booths. They, when you get down to a, excuse me, when you get down to a 10 to go deal, you know it's all on the line. It's flat out or roll back bound. Checkers or wreckers. Gonna be pretty interesting here. Things should get shaken up, and gonna be a ton of action out there, I can guarantee you that.
As the field forms up behind the pace car, Randall Cobb in the 52 going to be looking for his first win of the season. Cobb has been on a hot streak here. He has had 4 top 10s and 1 top 5 to start off this season. A win here would cap off a solid run so far that he has had. Not only that, but it would help him in his playoff chances, as it would seal him as one of the drivers locked in to the chase. Then all he has to worry about is completing the minimum requirements. As we get ready to go, green flag racing, pace car down and away, green flag is out, and we are back off to the races. Randall Cobb has the lead with the 91 of Ernie Williams tucked in right behind him, but I'd be looking for that 91 to make a move to the outside here, work with his teammate should an opening be available. Ernie mentioned it in his stage 2 win interview. He wants to be on that outside lane, so we'll see if that 91 is going to get an opening here. But for the moment, he is trapped behind the 52. But Randall Cobb, he'll take all the help he can get.
Yeah, and I noticed Williams got a little bit loose. The rear end of the car stepped out just a little bit on that last restart. That's why he wasn't able to be right up there on Randall Cobb's bumper. That allowed Josh Milam, with help from Mark Mann, to challenge for the race lead, and I believe at the line they're gonna give it to Milam. So Milam trying to punch his ticket into the chase. A few other drivers right here in the mix could do that as well. Dave Hunt, Logan Helton, Daniel Holloway, all right there within striking distance still, as we're coming to take 7 laps to go after these drivers get through 3 and 4, if they get through 3 and 4.
Yeah, they're starting to snake around a little bit. Everyone looking for a bit of an opening, a little bit of an extra draft, trying to find some way to put their car into victory lane. The 8 of Cody Ober, who was involved in this most recent yellow, used a fast repair. He has found himself in 10th place here. Don't count out that 8 machine, as he is trying to find a way to win. Solid looking paint job for Cody here tonight. An impressive run for the 21 of Daniel Holloway. Right now he is sitting inside the top 10, looking for his shot at a solid finish here. But Randall Cobb in the 52, your race leader, coming around to lead another lap. The 7 of Josh Milam has the 04 of Mark Mann on his back bumper. We'll see if Mark Mann has anything up his sleeve. But Randall Cobb hugging that yellow line. He is not going to let anyone underneath him. Josh Milam with a bit of a run here. Not quite clearing the 52 as they head off into turn number 3. And Dave, it is crunch time. They are starting to move and looking like maybe go 3 wide.
Yeah, a lot of cars moving around there on track. It is time to go. 5 laps left. We hit the line this time by. There it is. 5 left to go here from Daytona International Speedway. And the pushes are going to get bigger. The runs are going to get bigger. The space is going to get smaller. There you see a big move by the 116. He moves David Overstreet kind of out of the way. Mike Schultz now inside of the top 10. Josh Milam pretty much clear. Mark Mann not clear just yet. Will we see a 3 wide up here at the front? Not going to happen just yet. Ernie Williams surging forward on the bottom lane to help Randall Cobb out. Will Cobb have it at the line? Looks like the outside lane starting to get that momentum back at the line. Give it to Cobb, I do believe.
Cobb holding on to it. We go on board with Mark Mann looking out the back. You see these drivers holding on. Everyone wanting a solid finish here. Maybe try and take advantage of someone's misfortune. And if a hole opens up, you have got to stuff it. very quickly. Otherwise, things may not go your way and you can drop back in a hurry. The 15 of Alex Green, right now he finds himself fourth car on that inside line. He's looking for his first win of the season as well. So a lot of first-time winners, or I should say a lot of drivers up at the front here looking for their first win of the season.
Yeah, a lot of drivers up here in the front that would love to go to victory lane. 3 laps left to go. Still side by side racing all the way through the field, all the way back to around 16th position. Within 1 second of each other, about 7/10 separates your race leader from the 17th spot, David Overstreet. So anything can still happen here. This thing's not over quite yet. These drivers going to get a little bit more aggressive when we come back around this time. Take 2 laps left to go.
Randall Cobb on the inside, Josh Milam on his outside. 2 more times around here at Daytona. It is time to put down any niceties that you have left and hold on to whatever you got. As the 04 Mark Mann almost got into. We got cars spinning down the backstretch. Big time crash off the backstretch. And the caution flag is going to come out. And we're going to get a green and white checkered attempt here. Let's go to a replay here and see what happened as the field was working its way down the backstretch. I seen the 8 of Cody Ober get involved, but it starts with the 116 of Mike Schultz, and it looked like a big chunk of net code. And David Overstreet may be having a solid wreck avoidance here. We go on aboard with the 02 for this one. Schultz up into the wall. And the C's just part for the 02 of David Overstreet. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and that was a solid move by the 02 to get through that one. So Randall Cobb in the 52. Instead of seeing the white flag, sees a caution flag. And we are going to have a green and white checkered attempt. Now everyone going to have a chance to catch their breath. Maybe someone's going to make a mistake and try and overthink their strategy here, Dave. How can you stay calm in a situation like this?
I don't know if you necessarily stay calm or not, but I mean, there's only one thing to do, and that's not spin the tires on the restart. That's the one and only thing you've got to do. Not spin the tires and just mat it to the floor. Stand on that thing. Just stand on it. Send it, buddy. Just send it. That's all you can do for a green, white, checkered. I mean, if you're back maybe around the 6th spot, you may want to be a little bit easier. Kind of pick your spot, pick your poison. But if you're Randall Cobb, you did not want to see that caution flag fly. And that's all he can do is try to time his restart right, not spin the tires, and then from there just mat it.
The 26 of Hunter Reynolds receiving the free pass. He will be now 1 lap down. Will Weber in the 24, also 1 lap down. He is in 19th spot. After starting 30 cars here tonight, we still have 23 out on track. Of those 23, 18 are on the lead lap. The 82 of Dan Harrington is the last car on the lead lap. But his shot at winning this race is not over just yet. You have got to be on the lead lap And that's about it when you're at a super speedway.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're still running, and you can get away with not having full horsepower. It's gonna be harder to win the race, but if you can time the slingshot right here coming through the tri-oval. We seen Eric Jones do it with some help from a teammate. You don't have to have the prettiest car out there. You just have to have the fastest lucky car out there.
The lights are on the pace car. Randall Cobb staring down the barrel of his first win of the season. Race number 6 in this 21 race schedule. Our regular season wraps up April 13th. That will be at this track come April 13th. Final race of the regular season, so everyone's going to have a shot at picking up a race win for, let's count them. Let me take my shoes off real quick. 9 races left to get your win in. And then we will take 13 drivers into the wild card round. Getting that win early on relieves a lot of pressure on you throughout the rest of the season. But it sure does feel good to stack up the wins.
Yeah, I mean, getting an early win in the season, it affords you multiple different privileges. You get to relax and just focus on stage points. I mean, it lets you chase just one thing instead of having to worry about are you gonna point your way in? How long is it gonna be until you can win that race and punch your ticket? So the sooner you can get it done, the better. And I mean, why not add a couple more, points by winning a few more races? So dominating or coming out and winning multiple races in the very beginning of the season is a huge deal. I mean, there's some more drivers that have, what do they have to lose, KR? I mean, they go up there and they wad it up right here. Well, they're still in the chase. So they have the ability to be a lot more aggressive.
The 21 of Daniel Holloway in his debut race with OP Racing Super Speedway Series finds himself inside the top 10, looking to finish this night out with a great run. Got to survive this green-white checkered attempt. But one driver who really has had a good season up till now just has not won a race. That is the 52 of Randall Cobb. Josh Milam in the 7 machine doesn't have a win on the season. He's picked up a few stage wins, but not a race win. As the pace car gets ready to peel off, here we go. Green flag is out, and the 52 getting a good jump here. But the 7 and the 91 are going to look to hook up if that room is available. And Cobb has got to drive about 50% looking out the front, 50% looking out the rear.
Yeah, and I don't even know if you can really look out of the rear, because as you've seen the 91 make that move to the outside. Oh,
and Holloway,
contact.
Big stack up. Daniel Holloway getting involved in that one, and the yellow flag coming out. And I believe Ernie may have had the lead on that one. But a big stack up down the backstretch. Let's go to our instant replay here, and I believe That starts with the 21 of Holloway. Or I'm sorry, the 53 of Hunt's going to get into Holloway and just get turned, and everyone with nowhere to go, just along for the ride. Alex Green in the 15, one of those drivers caught up in this. Take another look at it. And so once again, a caution flag coming out. And it looks like we're going to have another green, white, checkered attempt. Ernie Williams did have the race lead when the yellow came out. Williams has locked down, leading the most laps in tonight's race at 39 laps in total. This is our 8th caution, 2 for stage ends. 23 laps in total among 35 lead changes. And the 52 of Randall Cobb, not having enough fuel for another green-white checkered attempt, has pulled down onto pit road. So a tough break for the 52. However, the race isn't over yet. Like I said, all you got to do is be on the lead lap, and you got a shot at winning this thing. Daniel Harrington gained 10 positions in that short little green flag run. That 82 was restarting in 18th spot. Now he finds himself in 8th position. So again, just proving all you got to do is be on the lead lap and you got a shot.
Yeah, but that's it's a roll of the dice. Once you get so far back, KR, you're gonna need help. Gonna need some cars, and having some issues and some carnage ensuing. And who knows what'll happen here on the second green-white checkered attempt. I believe we do have one more shot at it after this. So, I mean, hey, 3 or 4 more callers involved, and Harrington might find himself up inside of that top 5.
So the second annual Dale Earnhardt Memorial, trying its best to finish under green flag racing. The 91 of Ernie Williams in control of the field. Work your race leader. Guess the pace car's in control of the field. We have 2 FSR drivers sitting 1 and 2. Dave Hunt in the 53. Not on a team, he is a solo car effort. But then the 63 of Logan Helton, a little bit of damage on the 63 machine. Solid run shaping up for him. The 40 of Anthony English going to round out your top 5. Aspen Belvin in the 84, he was making some 3 wide moves earlier. Those moves looked like they are paying off for him. He finds himself in 6th place. Dan Harrington right behind him, and then Cody Ober in the 8 machine. So Dave, this race is winding down. About time we got to start making a decision about what our favorite paint scheme is.
The pace car.
The pace car.
Pace car.
I'm not sure I like the pace car's paint scheme.
But the lights are working.
Yeah, well, they're gonna fail.
Yeah.
So the 53 of Dave Hunt has pulled down to the inside here. Not sure if he's going to make his way onto pit road or what, but he is giving up a lot of track position here. Oh, I believe he is claiming that caution, so he's going to have to drop to the back. That would be what that is. Tough break for the 53. So now 2 FSR drivers on the front row. A Checkered Flag Motorsports driver and an Alliance Motorsports making up row number 2. Then Daniel Harrington in the 82 machine from DEI Wannabes, and the 84 of Aspen Belvin from Vapid Yeet Racing. We get ready to fire them off once again. Dave, I think this last shot at it. You're sitting 3rd row, 4th row. What do you got to do here?
Gas.
Just gas?
Gas. Just gas.
Just gas.
It doesn't matter if you're on their bumper in the corners or not. They better hang on. You're in the gas. Period. There's no lifting. There's no budging. There's no breathing. Who cares if it blows sky high? Maybe it'll wait till the end. Hopefully it does. That's all you can do is get out there and just mash the gas and just try to go for the win. Nothing else you can do.
All right, pace car peeling off. We get ready to go green flag racing. Final attempt at a green, a white checkered. The 7 and the 91 door to door for this restart. And now everyone trying to get up to speed, get through the gearbox. We got one slow. That's the 21 of Holloway. Not sure what happened to him, but he is very slow on this restart. Josh Milam in the 7 making his way up in front of the 91 of Ernie Williams. Meanwhile, Logan Helton in the 63. Despite the damage, he is trying to make his way forward, but Josh Milam down to the inside. Anthony English in the 40 trying to lead the charge in that outside lane, and they are trying to come around to take the white flag. Here they come. White flag in the air, final time around.
And Josh Milam has this thing in hand right now. Dan Harrington in that 82. Looking to the outside now of Ernie Williams. Will Helton go with him? No, Helton's going to dive back to the bottom lane. That run for Harrington more than likely gonna fizzle out. Now Logan jumping outside with him. Back to the inside once again. Ernie Williams still pushing on his teammate, the 7 of Josh Milam. Free and clear out to the front. Will Williams make a move here through the tri-oval? No, he's going to stay tucked up right behind his teammate to the start-finish line. Race winner in the bag, in the books. 7 of Josh Milam getting the job done here today.
Cars crashing after they cross the start-finish line. And before they even got their final lap, Donald Stewart and Robert Duvendak going into turn 1 got together. They had a big stack up for cars behind them, but the 7 of Josh Milam gonna bring it home. Your race winner. Solid run by the 7 machine, a stage win, and now his first win of the season. What another wild ride we had here with our OP Racing Super Speedway Series. As Josh Milam gonna take what appears to be another victory lap. Looks like the 91 of Ernie Williams going to join along with him as they finish first and second. Third place going to Dan Harrington and Logan Helton in fourth. Rounding out your top five is the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, who spent a good part of this race off the lead lap. Good job by Hunter by never giving up. So guys, we're gonna set up our post-race show. Nobody go anywhere. We'll be back to talk to our race winner and second and third place. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and let's kick it off by talking to our race winner. That is the driver of the 7 machine. That is Josh Milam. Josh, you win a stage and the race here tonight. Solid points run for you. Congratulations, man.
Oh man, it's been an amazing race, amazing night. I come in here trying to just have a great points night because I'm going to miss next race next Monday. So I just wanted a good points night. Turned out better than I expected. FSR absolutely killed it tonight. It's a great race by all of them guys.
Well, the 7 and the 91 were sitting pretty on this final green-white checkered attempt. What kind of team communications was there? Was it, anything going on, or was it good luck to you, man? See you at the finish line.
Well, we told each other one of us was going to win, as long as one of us got in the victory lane tonight, that's all that matters. It managed to be me, and big thanks to Ernie there for pulling behind me and pushing me to the win there. So yeah, that was the whole game plan, to get an FSR car into victory lane. And that's always the game plan.
Well, you have some sharks circling you there, Josh. You better be careful. But, man, that 7 machine, a solid run here tonight. You pick up your first win of the season, locking yourself into the playoffs. What does that mean for you?
That's awesome. The past 2 or 3 seasons, I've got into this chase merely by points, or a win on the very end of the season. I think 2 seasons in a row, it took the last race for me to get in. And it feels good to not have to worry about that this time and get a win. And now I'm in the chase, and I can help these guys on my team that do not have a win. Everything towards them.
All right, Josh. Well, man, again, congratulations on your race win. Nice job out there. And we look forward to seeing you rack up a couple more here.
Oh, awesome, man.
That is Josh Milam, your race winner here tonight. And now it's time to move on to our second place finisher, and that is none other than the ever spectacular Ernie Williams. Ernie, congratulations, man.
Thanks, KR. Like Josh said, man, we was out to make sure we won this race, sitting 1-2 right there at the end of that state, or towards the end of the race. So that was the goal, make sure that one of us won. It'd have been not made us look good if we'd lost that, to be honest.
Well, the 91 led the most laps out here tonight, 43 laps in total, bring it home in second place. A stage win added into that as well. So your points accumulation going to go up. You're going to get a few positions in that points battle that you mentioned earlier. The race win eludes you, but you got to have some momentum going into next week and a little bit more confidence knowing that a solid second place here, a good showing. that win may not be too far away.
Right, that's the game plan. Like Josh said, he's got to win, so he won't. He'll do what he's got to do to get the next person on the team a win. I mean, that's what it's all about, is getting all of us in. We want 5 spots, and that's what we're going to try to do throughout the rest of the year, is make sure all 5 of us are in the chase. It was his turn tonight. He was up there. Like he said, guys were trying to pass him, so I just snuck underneath of him, make sure one of us won. I did my best to make sure that he didn't lose that race, and all in all, it was a good points night for me. Like I said, we get one guy in the chase. I don't know if I think Hunter's in too, so that's 2 of us. So it's just working on the other 3 guys, get them in. We know we got a solid team. It's just staying out of the chaos some weeks, and like today, I missed a wreck. Let me stay up front that one time and didn't use my fast repair all day. So me and Josh ran 1-2 in both stages and 1-2 at the end of the race. Pretty much had it locked up. Pretty much, it felt like we was the 2 to beat, and we stayed up front, which, man, is greatly needed on this track, because it's hard to pass. The third line on this track is not the greatest. So, once you get up front, I didn't take tires after the first stage at all, just so I could make sure I stayed up front.
All right, man. Well, an outstanding job for you to bring it home in second place. A great race for you, and great moves out there to avoid a lot of stuff. As you said, still got that fast repair. That's a good sign, man.
Yep. I give a shout out to FSR, Will Weber for doing the paint, KR for doing the broadcast. Man, I can't wait to go back and watch it. You did a great job. Congratulations, Josh, to the on the victory, and Dan Harrington for second place. And maybe we'll catch you next week, KR.
That is Ernie Williams, driver of the 91 machine, finishing out here tonight in second place. But now let's move on to our third place finisher. That is the 82 of Dan Harrington. And Dan, that first green-white checkered attempt we had, you're all the way down in the 18th spot.
Right.
Somehow you found a way to put that 82 machine up into third place here tonight. Tell us how you did that.
Ooh, they made me work for it. I was hoping to get some help from the 63, and it didn't seem like he could decide exactly who he wanted to go with. So it's just like, it's me, myself, and I up here. And man, I had to pedal a lot.
That 82, we saw a lot of incidents here tonight, and I think I saw you get caught up in one of them. Tell us what you saw here tonight over this 103 plus laps.
Well, 07 being what it is, you get some people who, like myself, I like it. I usually have a pretty good handle on the car. Some people struggle a little bit. Saw a lot of struggling. But every time there was a wreck, there was one really bad one that made me go to the backup car, but I managed to keep the backup car clean by just getting through them.
Well, man, a nice job out there tonight in that 82 machine. And I got to ask, was this one live on Twitch?
Yes, it was.
And where could they find this race on Monday nights?
Well, aside from the broadcast done by you guys, they can always check out the view from the 82 at Demon Tech 82 on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Mixer.
All right, man. Well, nice job out there tonight. Before we let you go, any final shout outs or thank yous?
Well, thanks to you guys for putting on the broadcast. We really appreciate that. Alex and them for running the league. My wife for letting me run the league. And from me, my sponsor, check out the view from the 82.
All right, man. Well, nice job out there tonight, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you very much.
That was Dan Harrington bringing it home in a third place here tonight, and a solid run for him all night long. Kind of up and down, but ended up on a high note. So, guys, that is going to wrap it up for us. Nothing left but to go through our finishing results. Your race winner, the 7 of Josh Milam, Ernie Williams Jr. finishing in second. Third place, the 82 of Dan Harrington. Logan Helton finishing in fourth. Fifth, going to the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Anthony English finishing 6th. 7th, Mike Schultz in the 116 machine. Aspen Belvin in the 84, finishing in 8th. 9th, going to the 8 machine of Cody Ober. The 53 of Dave Hunt, finishing in 10th. Mark Mann going to end up in 11th. 12th, going to the 02 of David Overstreet. 13th will be Will Weber. Randall Cobb in the 52 going to get 14th. And rounding out your top 15 is the 78 of Donald Stewart. The 4 of Rick Seabrands finishing in 16th. 17th going to the 15 of Alex Green. Sean McCarrick in the 50 machine finishing 18th. 19th going to Robert Duvendak. Daniel Holloway finishing in 20th spot in his debut race, 2 laps down, but had a solid finish headed his way, just was not meant to be. Travis Elliott in the 51 machine finishing 21st. 22nd going to Rob Connors. James Mayer 23rd. 24th David Booth. 25th Derek Conley. 26th Robert Payne. 27th Doug Rice. Chase Berry going to finish 28th. 29th will be Ken McCullough Jr. and Les Levy will finish in 30th for our drivers who started the event here tonight. Cody Eldred, our race control, we appreciate your efforts week in and week out to keep these drivers in check and keep this goofy broadcaster informed of what is going on out there. So thank you, Cody. Much appreciated. So guys, that is going to wrap it up for us here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you tune in again next week as we will be at Talladega Super Speedway. And until then, guys, have fun, stay safe, and I should really work on wrapping this up.
Warning, the following stunts are performed by idiots or under the supervision of stupider idiots. If you attempt to reenact any of these idiotic stunts you will see, you will be left with idiotic scars. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Alex Green. Welcome to OP Racing.